Hey, folks, time for the 30 in 5 on 560WIND.com. This is 5 minutes that is going to be very easy for me to do, but very difficult for me to do. It entails the Penn State scandal. Remember, you can catch my act, and it's not really an act when we're talking about this, Sundays through Thursdays on a Fox Sports Radio or on foxsportsradio.com. And on Sunday night on WIND.com, 560WIND.com or 560WIND Radio. Now, also we have the I'm Just Saying, and today is the 5-minute news devoted surely and hopefully to the Penn State situation. I have been telling my partner Rob Dibble, and when we're on Fox and we're on from 9 to midnight, that Joe Paterno would have his name on that door at the end of the week. And I was telling the truth because he did something, and I keep hearing he didn't do enough. In your opinion, he's the only guy that made a call. The other guys didn't do anything. So why you think he was minimum in his dealing here? If he don't pick up the phone, it might still be happening. He covered himself by going up the chain of command. Now, the President Spanier, he should be gone, okay? And one of the victims' mothers said this yesterday because he's backing Curley and Schultz, the financial guy, the AD. He's backing these guys. You got to be gone because one of the victims' mother says, you know, my son's a victim all over again. For the president of the university to do that. Also, McCleary, the assistant graduate coach, you got to be gone. And he can't be on the sidelines this Saturday. Okay? He's got to be gone. He's the guy that saw it. He didn't do anything about it. So he's been around and he idolizes Sandusky. Okay? I am for castration of any sexual predators in this country that prey on children. Now, would the goody two-shoes people say, no, that's too extreme? Let me tell you something. 1 out of every 6 kids is molested in this country. Yet all I've been hearing for the last 2 nights, it's all about the kids. Well, if it's all about the kids, what are we doing? And we can't even keep track of these sexual offenders anymore. You put a bracelet on them, they take it off, they move to another state. Why don't you ask people how many times there's been repeat sex offenders when it was only supposed to happen once? They were supposed to be registered. Okay, now in this case, this guy's done because he's a popular and high-profile guy. He's infamous now. But how about the guy who lives in the trailer, okay, in Florida, by the Everglades? Or the guy that lives in Louisiana, okay? Or the guy that's moved around, probably had his way with a dozen kids. I'm not taking anything away from what happened at Penn State. This is a tragedy, but I'm going to also say this. Joe Paterno's coaching. That's what they're saying now. Now, I may be wrong about this, but I have been saying all along, if he made the call, he covered himself. Legally. Now, morally, did he? I don't know, but you can't get rid of somebody for that, especially someone with his tenure. If he's a 4-year coach, he's gone. But they take everything into consideration. And don't forget, the state's attorney, they dropped the ball on some of this too. Everybody. I mean, according to some people, they want everybody taken out that had something to do with this. I would ask everybody this. Pope John Paul II is going up for sainthood. People swear by him as being the greatest pope of all time. What scandal was going on in the church during those times? You know what? Why didn't they get rid of him? He was the head man. All I keep hearing that it's not a football issue, yet Joe Paterno is really basically the 4th or 5th guy in command. He's the most popular guy. But the president, those 2 guys that were let go, and possibly other people like trustees are more powerful than Joe Paterno. Not as popular. Okay? So Joe Paterno will be back. At least until the end of the season and in the bowl game. That's my belief. It was my belief from the beginning of the week because he did something. Okay? And by the way, to all the people who are saying if somebody did that to one of their kids, they'd kill him. Well, then how come they're running rampant? People always say that. But at the end of the day, it ruins people's lives, families' lives, husbands, fathers, mothers, wives, children, brothers, sisters. And you know what's usually done about it by the families? Nothing. They sit in court. There's been a couple incidences, and then the father ends up going to jail. And then the rest of the family pays the price. So I don't know what the correct answer is. I do know this. When it comes to Penn State, and I told everybody this, it becomes on money, prestige, popularity, brand, And football's the biggest thing going there, and he's the biggest thing in Pennsylvania. He will be on the sidelines for Nebraska, as far-fetched as that seems. Also today, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be a little bit sunnier out here in the great city of Chicago. Everywhere else, check your local listings. It's still stormy in Pennsylvania. This has been the Mike North 30 and 5 on 560 WIND.com. Flood Brothers Disposal and Recycling Services are professional waste haulers. Now, the Flood family is big on service. It's our number one priority, and we offer extremely competitive pricing because the Flood family is here to help you in this tough economy. Remember, at Flood Brothers, we build relationships, and the only thing we're big on is service. Call us at 773-626-5800 or floodbrothersdisposal.com.